Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 15 of Patton's Best here on World War II Solitaire board game channel. Last episode we had a battle with medium resistance in Aracourt. The next day we can possibly escape battle, or actually this time it's an advance. Combat occurs on a 3 or lower and it's light resistance. And then we have two more with, actually we have a total of 4 more where battle occurs on a roll of 9 or lower. So most likely we are going to have a few episodes there going. But let's roll for tomorrow, which again, battle will only occur on a roll of 1 to 3. Before I roll, I just want to ask you one thing. I'd be very happy if you would like to take a few moments of your time and like my video and comment. See that not really many comments on my Patton's Best videos, and I know there's a few hundreds looking at these videos. I'd really like to hear, once you watch the video, what did you think of the video, and would you have done something differently, something like that. Criticism, positive, whatever, I'll take it. And if you're not subscribed, yes, helps me out a lot if you subscribe. Let's roll now to see if there's battle. Battle will occur on a roll of 3 or lower. I'm roll 10, so that's what I needed to roll for the next one. Okay, and the next one we have a battle with medium resistance in Aracourt, and battle occurs on a roll of 9 or lower. And we roll 3, so this time we do have battle. Alright, then we have one more of those. I need to roll 10 to escape battle. And then we have our refit, and then possibly we could get a better tank. Let's calculate our total score. We have a total score of 10, 28, 31. So it's not likely that that is gonna happen, but possibly if we are lucky. If we are lucky with our crew rating advancement. Okay, so the date is gonna be the 20th of September 1944, and the situation is a medium battle. So this is our second episode of Aracourt battle. And let's see what we want to do now. We want to consult the weather table. 1 to 61 in September, we have clear weather. We're all 42, so we have clear weather today. And then we will load ammo. So we are going to roll for those smoke rounds. We get 4 of those, and we had, in last episode we had 2. I think I'm just gonna bring 4 of those smoke rounds anyway. I don't feel like I need more. I'm gonna bring 30 AP and 70 HE. And we load our ready rack with 2 of each. Determine amount of daylight available, and again it's September, so we have sunrise at 5:30, and we have sunset at 6:15 p.m. And then we will determine time and ammo already expended from the time elapsed table by rolling a d10. And roll a 1, so that's rounded down. It's not elapsed any time. Right now, usually I don't want to have a high number because I want to have a lot of time. But now I just want the days to pass until I get my own commander in the tank. I believe it's rounded down. Yes, for the time it's round down, so it's just going to be the plus 1 hour. So 1 hour has been spent. And then we should roll also on the extra ammo table. For a roll of 9 during battle, we need to bring 10 extra 30 cal boxes and 10 extra HE. But with a roll of 1, we have spent 2 HE. So we have only 8 extra. And we have spent 1 30 cal box. We have only 9 extra 30 cal boxes. Alright, I think that's it. Then we roll on the tank deployment table. And we roll 36, which means we are going to be stopped. And we're not the lead tank. Mark the open hatches. We go ahead and open them all. Marks around in the main gun, and we are going to have HE. Face the turret and tank in direction desired. We have done all of that stuff. Determine start area. Rolling a D10. And start area is 1. Which is over here. And then we roll for exit area. And roll a 9. So exit area is going to be 4. And that is over here. Alright, and then we roll for 1 resistance, and we roll 7, and we roll for this area. So 7 is gonna be light, or we had medium today, right? Yes, so 7 is gonna be medium resistance. Alright, so what are we gonna do about that? Well, we're gonna call in a shitload of airstrikes. So we call in first airstrike artillery, 30 minutes. First we roll for airstrike, which is granted on a roll of 1 to 4. It's granted. And then we call in artillery strike. It's granted on a 1 to 7, and it's granted. And then we repeat the procedure until we have full support. So airstrike is granted. Artillery strike is not granted. So we call 30 minutes now for 2 artillery strikes. First one is not granted. Second one is granted. We spend another 15 minutes. First one is granted. And we go ahead and move in. Let's see, we should mark our fuel, 33 fuel after moving in. And then we had a total of, so my commander who's in the hospital has 4 VP, but Jade Sack has a total of, I believe, 4. He has 4 VP for taking out an 80 gun. Very impressive, and almost, I mean, he was so close on knocking out that Stug. It was so close. A roll of 92 or lower, he rolled 95. Man, that made me so sad. Anyway, we move into this area. We spend a total of, let's see, there's no direct road, so 45 minutes. And then we roll for advancing fire. And we roll 9, so that is going to be 4 of each, so 4 30 cal boxes. So we go from 9 extra to 5 extra. And 4 HE rounds, so we go from 8 extra to 4 extra. So we should get rid of those last extra HE rounds soon. And then we roll to see if combat. We have medium resistance in an A area. So combat will very likely occur. It's going to occur on a 6 or higher normally, but since it's an A area, it's 5 or higher since we have a +1 modifier. And roll 9, so we have combat. So first of all, we place out our advanced fire markers. And we roll for the first enemy to spawn, and we roll 28. That is going to be a self-propelled gun. And the second enemy to arrive to the battlefront, 64, that's light weapons. So spawn for SPG is there. Distance will be medium, I believe. Let's SPG, yes, medium. Facing will be front. Terrain is going to be open, I think. Open or moving in the open, we'll see here. No, just open. And infantry will spawn also over here. Distance will be close. And terrain will be, I believe those are woods. Yes, sir. So light weapons at close range in the woods. So the first thing we go ahead and roll for then are our advanced fire. So we will get the light weapons on a roll of 1 to 39. And roll 38. So the light weapons retreat from the battlefield. And remember, no VP for retreating enemies due to advanced fire. And then we have a Stug, which will be taken down on a roll of 1 to 39. But we have a plus 10 modifier for advancing fire versus vehicles. So that turns into a 1 to 29. And we roll 26. So we get the Stug as well with our advancing fire. That's very rarely does that actually happen. So that's awesome. Okay, and that is the end of that. So we only really needed that advancing fire. All of that artillery and airstrike was unnecessary. But you know, I'm doing it to burn daylight. So we roll to see if there's an ambush. Ambush occurs in a roll of 1 to 7. Yes, we have an ambush. So go ahead and roll now for random events table. Roll 42, which is going to be harassing fire. Harassing fire means your tank is sprayed with small weapons fire. Roll on the collateral damage table. And I hate to roll on the collateral damage table. And roll 71, which means driver possibly wounded if not buttoned up. Oh. And the driver is not buttoned up, so we have to roll to see his wound. 1 to 42, he's no wound. But we have, I think we have, for rolls due to harassing fire, if all non-US controlled close zones are under advanced fire or no enemy light weapons or machine gun are nearer than long range. Okay, let's read that again. -1 for rolls due to harassing fire if all non-US controlled zones are under advanced fire and or no enemy light weapons MGs units are nearer than long range. So I mean, we have to have that modifier -10. We don't have the advancing fire, of course, any longer, but since it's an ambush, but no enemy light weapons or machine guns nearer than long range. So -10 to our roll. Roll 11, so we roll a 1, so we are lucky here, no wound. Okay, so then it's our turn. We close all our hatches. And might want to keep actually the commander and the loader's hatches open. And I will spray with... Loader will use the submachine gun. The commander will use the 50 cal. Assistant driver will use the bow MG. And gunner will use coaxial. Coaxial, however you pronounce that. 50 cal goes to the right. Thompson goes to the left. And bow MG and coaxial goes in the center. So we roll for ammo expenditure for the 50 cal. Roll 73, we're good. And then for the bow MG and coaxial, we roll 3. So that's going to be 1 ammo box spent and then 8. So 2 ammo boxes spent of 30 cal ammo. We go from 5 extra to 3 extra 30 cal boxes. And then we go ahead and roll on the enemy action. Sorry, that is going to be random events table. And roll 35. 35 is going to be mines. However, we're lucky here because we're not moving, we're stopped. And when you're stopped, mines have no effect. And that is the end of the battle. So let's reset our markers. So I'm being less cautious now, as my loader and my commander is not my intended ones. So I feel like I can be a little bit less cautious. We're going to mark off our first victory point here for captured area. Capture that medium area. And let's see here. Determine your tank's deployment. So we have 67, and I think that is moving, but luckily it's not. Lead tank 57 is though. So we're moving, and then we mark any open hatches. We open them all. Then let's clear these orders. And mark the round in main gun. Yes, sir. And we get to roll for resistance in this area. We roll a 1, so we have light resistance. And let's see how much time we have. We have so much time, so we'll use 30 minutes for airstrike and artillery strike. Into next area. Airstrike is approved. Artillery strike is approved. Then we'll do it again. Airstrike is not approved. Artillery strike is approved. Do it again. Airstrike is approved. And artillery strike is approved. Let's see what we want to do. We move in, so that's 30 minutes. And 2 fuel, so we go down to 31 fuel. And we roll for advancing fire. Well, we roll 10, so that's going to be 5 of each. So we, for the first time in a long time, we lose all the extra ammo. We go to 69 HE rounds and 28 30 cal boxes. And we roll to see if there is combat. Combat will occur on a roll of, it's light resistance 8, but A area, so 7 or higher. And roll 10, so we have, yet again, we have combat. We roll to activate 2 enemy units. First one is 74. In a battle, 74 is a self-propelled gun. And then another unit, and it's going to be 30. In a battle, a 30 is another self-propelled gun. The 2 self-propelled gun, the first one is going to spawn over here. And the second one is spawning over here as well. Distance for the first one, I'm so tired of this. I think that is close range. Let's see here. Yes, that's close range. And distance for the other one is long range. And facing for the close range one is front. Facing on the long distance one is side. Terrain for the close range one is, I believe that is open. Yes, that's open, and the long range one's distance is gonna be woods, I believe. Yes, sir. Okay, so first of all, we roll for advancing fire against the SPG at close range, and we need 1 to 39 to take him out, but plus 10 die roll modifier for advancing fire versus vehicle, so 1 to 29. 62, so that's a no-go. So this time we're not as lucky with our advanced fire. We still have a bunch of artillery strikes. Unfortunately, the artillery strike is not very likely to kill, but quite likely to smoke. And we don't want smoke, because smoke is going to make it harder for our air strikes to take those Stugs out. Anyway, for the artillery support, we need to roll 1 to 30 to kill, but because of the plus 10, 1 to 20. So against the first one at close range, it's a miss. We need, let's see, 90 or higher to smoke. Second one at long range, nope. 1 to 29 to kill on close range, and we roll 26. So the first one is killed by artillery. And then next one, 1 to, actually we need 1 to 20. So that's not a kill. Next one, 1 to 20 to kill. Nope. We try again. 1 to 20 to kill on the first one. And we roll 5. So that time we do get it. And then against this one, 91. So that is unfortunately a smoke, which is going to make it harder for us to hit him with our airstrikes. So we have airstrikes here, and airstrikes have instead of a +10, they have a -10 versus vehicles, but +10 for each smoke marker in the target's zone. Okay, so we need 1 to 30 to take out the Stug, and roll 98, so that's a no-go. And last attempt, 1 to 30 to kill, and roll 79, so the last airstrike is also a fail. We roll to see if there's an ambush. Ambush happens on 1 to 7. Yes, there is an ambush, so we roll now for enemy action. Battle scenario, SPG, 22 +10, that's 32. 32 is going to be moved back. So this guy actually retreats off the battlefield. Let's see if I'm correct here. 22 +10 because it's an ambush and a self-propelled gun. 22 turns into 32. 32 is moved back for an SPG or tank. So he retreats off the battlefield as he sees his mate get killed by artillery, and his attacked. We also mark off here knocked out SP gun, self-propelled gun, because we knocked it out with artillery. All right, so we need to still roll though for, and this one should be depleted once. We still need to roll for 2 random events. So first random event, we roll 36, which is Panzerfaust attack. Panzerfaust attack. Determine from which sector the Panzerfaust attack is originated by rolling 1d. And it will be over here then. Let's see these guys. At least we're moving, and I'm not sure if that's going to help us. No, that's going to make it even easier for us to be hit. Okay, so battle. The attack occurs on a roll of 1 to 5, but if the Sherman is moving, we have a -1 die roll modifier. So the attack will occur on a roll of 1 to 6. Okay, we roll 3, so the attack will occur. He fires a Panzerfaust at us, and on a roll of 1 to 7 it hits, but we have a +2 roll modifier, so that's good. So that means it needs to roll 1 to 5 to hit us. He rolls 2, which turns into 4, so he hits us. And now we have to roll to see if he kills us. He kills us on a roll of 1 to 8. We roll 4, so he kills us. So we have lost yet another tank. That sucks. All right, we have to go to blow up tables and stuff like that now. So first of all, we need to see if tank explodes. So tank explodes. We should roll first on the 2 hit table. So see if we are hit on turret or hull. So hit location table. Let's follow the sequence of play. It's quite good actually. So your tank has been knocked out. Okay, so that doesn't talk about that. Roll on enemy AP to hit, but it's a Panzerfaust. Roll on hit location to determine where your tank is hit. So that's what we do now. And we roll a 4, so that is going to be the turret. The turret is hit from front left. And then you roll for explosion. Tank explosion. We will blow up on a roll of 100 or higher. +1 for each 2 rounds of extra ammo, and we just spent the last one, very luckily. So only on a roll of 100 now. Who close if this would have been a 0, but that would be 100. But we have +5. The tank does not have wet stowage, but this one does have. It's an errata that it doesn't have it, so pretty much it's impossible for it to do that. Anyway, we were hit in front left turret. So let's see here, turret left. Turret left is driver minus an assistant driver minus 20. Gunner and loader has a minus 10 and loader has a plus 10 to his roll. So first of all, let's roll for our commander, and since we can get rid of these since it's the day is over for us, unfortunately. So we go ahead and roll first for our commander, Sergeant J. Sack. And he rolls 93, so that is seriously wounded, sent home, cannot bail out. So J-Sack, sorry, you're not gonna make it. It's not sure if you know are if you're dead or not, but you cannot bail out. So we just mark serious S with a serious wound, sent home. All right, and then we have our gunner, which has a plus turret left minus 10 to his roll. He rolls 39, which turns into a 29. That's no wound. And then we have our loader, who has a plus 10. 24 turns into a 34. That's nothing. And then we have the driver, who has a minus 20. 34, 14, nothing. And assistant driver, who also has a minus 20. And the 51 turns into a 31. And that's a near miss, no wound. Okay, so everyone make it out except the commander, who is seriously wounded. He's going to be sent home. He's incapacitated and he cannot bail out. So I think my loader is gonna go ahead. First of all, the guys that do get out, they have to roll again on the wound table for trying to get out. So first we roll for the gunner. He rolls 96, and the gunner had a minus 10, so 96 turns into an 86. 86, that's a light wound. He's out for 1 week. So Vince, 1 week. Light wound. Let's see here. Gunner, 1 week. Commander, sent home. All right, and then we'll roll for our loader, who has a plus 10 to his roll. It was 31, which turns into a 41. That's a near miss. 1 to 42 is near miss. And then we roll for our driver, who has a minus, let's see here, turret left, minus 20. 94, which would have been serious wound, sent home, turns into a 74, which is a light wound out 1 week. 1 week. Light wound. Let's see here. Driver 1 week. And then we have our assistant driver, has also a minus 20. 98. That turns into 78, which is also light wound out for 1 week. Assistant driver. 1 week. Okay, and then we roll on the brew up table, and that is basically the tank burns if the number rolled is less 2 or equal. But actually, first we'll try to save to save the commander. So Mutin is gonna go ahead and roll and try to save the commander. And one big error I did now was that you should actually not use these modifiers for bailing out. they should only be used for the first wound that you take as you take the hit, and then when you're bailing out, you don't use that. So let's see what I rolled and what actually happened, because some bad things happened now. Alright, so I have some bad news, my friends. I went back, checked the video, and wrote down what I rolled. So, as we have it now, I'm just going to erase all of this. As we have it now, our commander is wounded and will be sent home. And then we rolled with the gunner, 96. And remember, you only use the hit location crew wound effects when rolling for the actual wound of the hit. And then we're rolling for bailing out. You don't use those modifiers. So first we roll for the gunner, 96. That is serious wound, sent home. So we lose our almost perfect gunner. So gunner, sent home. And then we have our loader. He rolled a 31, and that's a near miss, no effect. Then our driver rolled 94. Anything over 93, serious wounds, sent home. So we also lose our near perfect driver. I hate Panzerfausts. Sent home. And then our assistant driver, guess what? He rolls 98, so he's killed. He's killed. He's killed in action. Rest in peace, William N. You have been one hell of an assistant driver. So the only surviving crew member now is that is our loader, Mutin. And Mutin is gonna go ahead and at least try to rescue. Let's see, he's gonna try to rescue our gunner. So he will need to rescue. Let's see here. Crewman's rating, we're rolling for wounds after bailout when attempting to rescue, and his rating is, let's see, his rating is 2. So we have a -2 to our wounds roll, okay? We rolled 9, so that turns into a 7. So he manages to rescue Vince. So here, loader saves Vince, our gunner. Okay, and then we roll on the so usually you would roll on the bailout tables to see if they actually make it out alive, but they make it on a roll of 1 to 10. But there are a few modifiers on the wound table. If you get a serious wound out 1d weeks, you have a +2 to your bailout, so you might not be able to bail out, but none of them had those wounds. And also loader in a tank with no loader hatch, +1. So then we go to brew up table to see if our tank explodes. Tank burns if the number rolled is less or equal to the number shown. And it says Panzerfaust M4A3, and it will blow up or burn on a roll of 75 or lower. But we have wet stowage. And again, it doesn't say wet stowage here, but the W in the model is specifically for wet stowage, so we are going to roll as if we had wet stowage. And also the advantage of wet stowage is lost if the tank is currently carrying main gun ammo in excess of its normal load. So we are going to roll, and it will Panzerfaust 20 or lower, it will burn and everyone inside will die. And we rolled 72, so we're good. Even if we will have rolled without wet stowage 75, then we would actually burn up. But again, this one has wet stowage, you have to trust me. So we do not blow up, and that means, you know, after the battle has ended, you know, my friends come to help me out, and Commander Sergeant Jade Sack, he's sent home for good. Our gunner Vince C, who was unable to get out but was saved by our loader, he's also sent home. Mutant stays. J. Iris Harkin, he's sent home. William N, he's also sent home. So none of the original crew members are left. So that means I'm basically not going to roll of any of these combats until we get to the refit here and the commander is back from the hospital. Because the only reason why you will keep playing with your commander is for your crew members to increase in their ratings. But I mean, since it's going to be a completely new crew, I mean, Mutin came after I left, so it's just going to be a completely new crew, you know. So that means next time we play, we're going to start off right from here. So we are going to advance quite a while, and we will get rid of all those high combat probability campaign days. Well, anyway, even though shit went down, I'm going to roll for crew increase rating, and Jay, who sent home, he still became a better commander or gunner. Come on, 10, 10, 10. Nope. Mutin became a 3 instead of a 2. Our driver, J. Iris Harkin, nope. And our assistant driver, unfortunately, he's killed in action, but in his honor, I'm going to roll anyway. And almost, very close. And that, my friends, that is what can happen with those nasty Panzerfausts. So we are knocked out, and the time is 11:15. 11:15, and let's see at least we have some victory points. We have a total friendly forces 6 VP, 0 from our tank. 1 captured area becomes 2 VP because we have a battle scenario with multiplier. So 2. So total VP today is a positive 8. So it's still a positive 8, but tank got blown up, and you know, assistant driver killed, and everyone else sent home except of Mutant, the new guy. So definitely doesn't feel like a victory, but in game terms of rules, it is a victory. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. As always, I'm a little bit sad now. Things, you know, really seemed to take off well in the beginning. We, you know, got through those hard first days with that bad tank. And then my commander got wounded and everything just went downhill from there. So let's hope that the next time we do a Patton's best episode, you know, we're going to start off over here. So we're almost halfway through it. And let's hope that we get a nice tank. And let's hope that the crew ratings we roll for our new generic crew will be a little bit higher. And remember JP. Oh, actually, it's not only the commander, it's also the loader who's going to be back. And that loader was, I think, W. Pearson was his name, right? Loader. Johnny Mutin. Yeah, Johnny took over. Johnny got sent home. Mutin came back. Yes, loader W. Peterson. And W. Peterson has a rating of 9. So I mean, we'll have 2 experienced team members back then, and then Johnny P will be back. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 days later. He had a rating of. Let's see, Johnny P. Johnny P had a rating of 5, so that's good for better than a generic crew. So in case we lose our loader, any of those 3 days of combat, well, we'll take Johnny P back, but if the loader is still well, we'll send Johnny P to another tank crew. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.